Be ready for BYU Game Day. Download the KSL News Radio app to stream BYU games, plus breaking news during the week. That's the app for KSL News Radio.
Welcome back in, Cougar Nation. As always, brought to you by Central Bank, serving Utah County for 133 years with trusted service, modern technology, and personalized care. Glad to have Central Bank with us. A lot of BYU basketball talk, and rightfully so, with the landmark commitment and signing of A.J. Debonsa. And the phone lines are still open if you want to chime in on that. But right now, Mitch, we just wrapped up BYU football availability at the indoor practice facility. Feels like a good time to get into a trending up, trending down for BYU football.
Cougar Nation, trending. What's trending up and what's trending down this season?
BYU, Colorado, December 28th, kickoff at 5:30 p.m. in San Antonio. We'll have extended pregame kicking off at high noon that day. Yes, we're going to go live from San Antonio on the Riverwalk.
On the Riverwalk? This is breaking news. You're going to be on the boat?
I think I will probably be on the Riverwalk. I'm just giving you a little bit of a tease. I've been planning this. I think I might be on the Riverwalk doing the show. That's the plan. The hotel I'm staying at will be right there, and I think I might just go, weather pending, I might just be right there on the
I love it.
On the Riverwalk and do the show. I'm tempted. If I'm going to do the San Antonio thing, I got to go the true experience.
Amen.
So, but BYU in Colorado, as you noted, Matt, we just got out of the indoor practice facility earlier, and we heard from the coordinators, Aaron Roderick, Jay Hill, and some players. I think a thing that's trending up for me is the commitment to this game from the team. We're not seeing a mass exodus in the transfer portal. Not that that was expected, but I feel like there's a lot of buy-in to these players, and that gives me a little bit of hope, considering BYU is going to face the defending Heisman Trophy winner who just locked it up this past weekend, Travis Hunter. BYU, I think that wrinkle to facing a Heisman winner, Colorado's star power, I get the vibe that this BYU team is really motivated to win this game. This is not Independence Bowl Part 2 where they just didn't care. I think they're going to be fired up to play this one. Now, will they execute and win? We'll see, but trending up is the buy-in from this team for the bowl season.
My trending up is along those lines. I think just general interest in this bowl game is trending up because of that Heisman announcement. Yeah. I think that really presents a big opportunity, quite frankly. If he plays, I still need the ball to be kicked, yes, and to see Travis Hunter in a helmet running onto the field before we just, sing praises to Prime and this program for playing Hunter and Shedeur. I'm still skeptical about that.
I think on Cougar Sports Saturday over the weekend, if you missed it, go listen to it. It's an interview with the insider from Colorado, Brian Howell. I thought he brought up a good point. It could be, maybe it's a situation with Shedeur and Travis Hunter where it's NFL preseason style, where they play, but maybe it's only a quarter. And then they get their farewell, and it's a big, to-do, or at halftime, Coach Prime lets them go off. I don't know. I feel like if they're going to play, they're going to stay in it because they're competitors, but maybe it's a little bit NFL preseason style.
If you're going to do that, don't play. That's the thing. Why?
That's the thing.
If you're going to risk it, even for a drive, then
I'm with
you're risking it. In my opinion, it's more risky if you think you're going to show up and play 2 drives and protect yourself than it is to just go play football. So
good point.
If Hunter doesn't play, I guess it won't matter because the interest will still be there. There's a good broadcast crew that maybe doesn't bode well for BYU's success with Dave Pasch on
Arizona
the call.
State team,
Texas last year. So
hopefully the sideline reporter doesn't have to witness there's no way Taylor McGregor.
A verbal beating right in front of her.
Yeah. Anyway,
I wish. I don't think so. I don't think Prime is going to get to that level. But
Coach Prime.
I think the interest in the game is going up, and that is a good thing because we've seen in prior years. You were there in UAB, just no interest in that game from the fans and from the players. I think that's the opposite. This is best case scenario, honestly. Other than making the playoff, is to be in a game where You want to, Fessy told me earlier, and we'll have my conversation with Fessy Satake this Saturday on Cougar Sports Saturday, but you want to stack up against the best. And that's maybe you can put some film out there for scouts and evaluators if you can get Travis Hunter on a play or something like that. So interest is going up.
So should BYU not want Chase Roberts to have a lot of success against Travis Hunter so that he has to run it back? I'm kidding. I think everyone that wants Chase to have success going forward. I think trending down for me in this game is the offensive line. Aaron Roderick said tonight that Braden Keim officially will be out. Isaiah Jada out as well. Isaiah Jada was sporting a boot on his left foot at practice, so he's out. Waylon Lapuaho got the start at tackle against Houston. Aaron Roderick didn't necessarily commit to that, and rightfully so, because Waylon's best served at guard, and he never played the tackle position. He was a little bit out of sorts in that Houston game. Maybe you see Jake Griffin. Maybe you see Trevin Osler. We'll see. But Caden Chichester, but those names you're hearing, you're like, who? You're going up against Colorado, who had 37 sacks this season? Whoever's in that offensive line starting five, you better be ready, because this Colorado defensive front, as A-Rod put it, is NFL-like. So BYU's got to be ready, and that offensive line a little bit trending down just with the injuries right now.
My trending down has nothing to do with this game, Mitch. Before the show kicked off, Isaac Wilson announced that he's returning to Utah. So my trending down is another Wilson at BYU. That is definitely trending down.
Yep.
He's going back with that offensive staff is all BYU, man. It's Jason Beck is the coordinator, Micah Simon, wide receiver coach, Coy Detmer Jr., quarterback coach. A lot of BYU connections up there, and Isaac Wilson. I don't blame him. I think Jason Beck is a really good coordinator. He's up and coming. So he will not be coming to BYU.
It's a bummer, because I think that I would like to have seen Isaac Wilson. You know me. I mean, I loved watching Zach at BYU, but look, I think that, Isaac goes back to Utah. I'm surprised a little bit by that. Honestly, I thought
to me it's very clear that Jason's bringing his own guy from New Mexico.
But I think if it is, Isaac going back maybe shows a little bit of humility, that he's willing to be a backup. And this isn't Ute Nation, this show, but I think that, BYU, I think would have been a great landing spot for him, but they could not have guaranteed a starting spot, because even though Jake has had moments where he hasn't been great, I still feel like, barring an epic collapse in this Colorado game, and A-Rod said he wants to see a step forward from Jake in this contest against the Buffs, barring some catastrophic collapse, I feel like you got to go Jake's your number one. Like, right? I mean, unless you got some transfer portal QB that, instantly said this is a quarterback
I don't think those guys are on the table anymore.
I don't think they are. And I think everything that's out there, if they did get, say, like a Javance Tuapota Johnson, who BYU once recruited, he ended up at San Diego State, if they got someone like that, but that's not going to unseat Jake Retzlaff, that's a developmental guy. And is he better than McKay Hillstead and Trayson Bourget? Maybe not. BYU at quarterback, it's going to be interesting to see how it's all constructed going forward. But A-Rod tonight said that he really likes the four guys that he's got currently in the room.
And let's not forget what they're chasing in Ryder Lyons, who they are very much in the mix for, Mitch. And that is something that this quarterback room desperately needs. A high-level high school prospect. Who was the last one? Jaron Hall?
Probably Jacob Conover.
Yeah, Jacob Conover was a high-level prospect, and that didn't work out. But it's been a while since there's been a homegrown, in terms of high school level, guy that you're grooming. And you bring in Isaac Wilson, or it doesn't have to be Isaac Wilson. It can be anybody with 3 or 4 years of eligibility. Does that spook off a Ryder Lyons a little bit? In a perfect world, I know at home you're probably saying just show up and compete, and if you're the better man, you'll win the job. That's just not the world we live in.
Not a quarterback. In
today's day and age, you can't ask someone to come in of his caliber, a 5-star quarterback who, depending on what you look at, any way you slice it and dice it, he's a top 5 national prospect at quarterback. Any way you slice it and dice it.
No doubt. And if BYU could get him, because, with quarterbacks that are blue chip guys like a Ryder Lyons, they're probably going to commit well before that December signing date next year. So you're thinking maybe spring, summer. We could hear the decision soon on a Ryder Lyons, even though he's 2026. Like, it's going to happen sooner rather than later. So you got to be ready, and you have your ducks in a row to try to get someone like Ryder Lyons' talent. Because, yeah, if you just kind of have no quarterback in this cycle and you get Lyons, no one's going to talk about this.
Nope.
They'll be like, okay, understood. You went all in on Ryder Lyons. Duly noted. Go get him and let him be the number one QB after Jake Retzloff. We got to take a break, though. On the other side, we'll get to more BYU football talk and take some of your phone calls. Central Bank, serving Utah County for over 133 years with trusted service, modern technology, and personalized care. Central Bank, proud sponsors of Cougar Nation. More after this break right here on KSL News Radio.